just got off a flight after visiting some relatives in Little Rock, Arkansas. It's required now that we wear masks at the airport and on the planes. I'm so glad I have this mask of Our Lady of Guadalupe that one of our parishioners personally sewed for me. Maybe it's a nice way of presenting the faith when you travel. But everybody's wearing masks, and it's if it's good for the health, during the coronavirus time, I'll wear it. It doesn't really bother me too much. I only wonder if the wearing of the masks might sort of eventually be unhealthy for us. But if we have to wear them, let's not let them be something that we hide behind. So that's kind of why I like this one. It's sort of like, well, if I have to wear it, I'm not going to hide my faith. But I wonder if anytime like people wear masks, even like in Halloween or something. In fact, I was joking with this young girl that I was flying back with that maybe this Halloween people will wear masks on their masks. And we were joking about how, will Spider-Man wear a mask? And then she was like, no, he already has a mask. I said, that's the joke. Spider-Man with a mask is a guy with a mask wearing a mask. Hey, all that aside. But sometimes it can cause us to sort of just fall into ourselves, and hide behind things. And maybe it makes it look like, I don't want to meet you. And I need to stay away from people. And we certainly don't want to adopt any of that kind of attitude where we want to get away from people. We can't get away from people. God made it so that we're connected to people. From the moment of conception and our birth, we're all born into a family, a human family. Even if you don't know your mother and father, you're connected to a man and a woman, brothers and sisters, perhaps aunts, uncles, grandparents. We are all interconnected as human beings. We absolutely have connections to people. And if we start moving away from people, we're not living the way God wants us to live. Think of the incarnation of Jesus Christ when he came into the world. Did he show up in a mask? Did he, those were some of the early heresies of the church, where some Christians said, maybe Jesus, the guy with the hair and the beard and everything, that maybe that was just an illusion. Almost sort of like some sci-fi movie where that's the way we perceived him, but he really was just a spirit and he never really had a face or a body or anything. But we say the church condemned those heresies and said, no, he actually came as one of us and lived with us. So God doesn't hide behind a mask. He really wants to, listen, for a Catholic who receives Eucharist at Mass, he so much wants to be, I guess I could say in your face, that he wants to be in your face. He wants you to consume him. He doesn't want to hide from you. And he doesn't want us to hide from each other either. So we have to find ways to continue to reach out to other people, ways to continue our ways of communication, ways of keeping the faith. If we do have to, separate ourselves in any way, how can we make sure that this isn't going to affect the way that we live our lives in the future forever, and the ways in which we view our mission, our vocation in life? Maybe that's just my challenge for you this week. How can we make sure that the negative effects of isolation don't in some way inhibit us from being Christians in the world? In some sense, Christians, we may have failed a lot over the centuries, but maybe even in recent decades, of hiding ourselves from the world, and that we weren't as much of a voice. We didn't make our faith public. And so maybe the challenge is now, okay, we need to sort of resist that. We have to fight back against that. How am I going to unmask my faith and share it with other people? That's my challenge for you this week.